Upper90studios.com.
Upper90studios.com. Today's podcast number 6 for Wednesday, September 14th, 2011.
Champions League action this week. We've got the highlights.
Barcelona, AC Milan.
Best start of a game ever.
Unbelievable.
Best finish of a game
Pato.
ever. He looked freaking awesome on
That
that
was
play.
unreal. It looked like they were in slow-mo.
Yeah, it was great.
It was like a FIFA game.
Yeah.
And you put the turbo boost on.
Yeah. Surprised Busquets didn't use his hands to stop him like he did with the ball last time.
He wasn't fast enough to reach for him.
No. I mean, not even close. It was ridiculous.
That was unbelievable. 5th fastest ever goal in the Champions League.
Yeah, it looked it. It was great. I was so happy.
Barcelona 2 draws in a row now.
Yeah. It's a slump.
Yeah, but listen. Get out of here. A slump. Listen, the headlines next day is like, Barcelona struggle to a draw with AC Milan.
No,
Come on.
they dominated
Give me a break.
that game.
They didn't struggle. Come on, they owned that game.
Milan just sat back and waited for the end of the game, basically.
But you know what, though? Teams are starting to figure out what their weaknesses are.
Yeah.
And what are they?
Well, their defense. They're too slow.
Way too slow.
Way too
Busquets,
slow.
Busquets and Mascherano?
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, Puyol was out.
Oh, my...
Piqué was out.
Because you think it's going to be better with him back?
Well...
Did you see him play?
But that's where he plays. He's better than freaking Busquets.
Did you see him play?
Still.
He looked like a beached whale.
Except for the hair. It's really hairy.
He looked horrible. He looked like he aged about 10 years over the summer. Like, how long was he out? He just had knee surgery.
Yeah, well, that's why.
My God, he was awful. No, they can't play him. I'd rather have Mascherano back there.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Yeah, he's good. You know, when he's not hacking people.
I don't know. No, he's just inspirational, but...
Yeah. No, but, you know, Pato made him look like third-rate players in the back in that freaking goal. It was awesome.
I haven't seen an explosion of pace like that in a long time.
Well, I mean, it was the surprise, too. They didn't think that would happen, and he just
nobody
pulled it out of nowhere.
I mean,
awesome.
I was stunned.
Yeah, it was great.
I can only imagine the fans. They're barely sitting down. They barely sat down.
That was fun.
And then that happens. Oh, my God.
That was a lot of fun for me.
Messi, how do you think he came back from his controversial dive last week? Or this weekend?
I don't think it was that controversial.
To us, it was. We kind of blew it up a little bit on our
love
site.
it. Yeah, well, you know, don't dive.
Nah, I think he had a world-class performance.
That's what Dani Alves is for on your team.
He was... he still looks a little chubby, Messi.
Yeah.
But he was definitely man of the match for me.
Oh, yeah. Look, they dominated. Barcelona dominated that whole game, and Milan sat back and waited for their chances, and they took them.
But I've been telling you, though, this is the difference between Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Messi does not disappear in games. Where was Ronaldo today?
I don't think so.
Where's
Messi
Ronaldo
disappears.
Today? Get out of here.
All right, he disappears for Argentina.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But in Barcelona, he's involved in every single play. And Ronaldo drifts in and out of games.
Yeah.
That's what I can't stand about him. Today, he was like, he was gone. He shows up like once or twice to cry about something. And that's it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I love the ending.
Pedro, what about Pedro before we talk about the ending?
What about Pedro?
His goal, he's an underrated guy. He's a hard worker.
Anybody in the world could finish that goal. Anyone.
I understand. But
Anybody
he
in the world
deserves
could
it.
finish most goals coming from that midfield.
I'm saying he deserves it.
Okay.
Iniesta injury.
You could put anyone in that front line, and they're going to be good.
Iniesta.
You can put Fernando Torres in that front line.
Oh,
He'd be
come
good.
on. No way. No, I doubt it. No
He
way.
played well, actually.
They would be so slow. He would just say they're all slow.
No.
What about Iniesta's injury? That's not good. Their midfield's getting really thin.
Well, I told you. It's going to happen. One more key injury.
One more?
And it doesn't have to be Messi. And
There's not
Barcelona's
one
going to be
more.
in big trouble.
They already got 2 guys.
Okay.
Madrid.
Just imagine.
Madrid's got a deep bench.
Imagine if Messi or Xavi go down in that midfield.
That
it's
would be
over.
horrible.
It is over for Barcelona. They're going to be 7, 8, 9 points behind. They're never going to make it up.
By Christmas.
Yeah, they're never going to make it up.
I don't think so either.
That's all it takes is just a key injury in that midfield. And you know what? These guys are small. It's going to happen.
And they're not in shape.
Nope.
Someone needs to get fired for their preseason.
Yeah. And
lack of preseason.
well, they didn't have one because
That's what
most
I'm
of these
talking
guys were playing somewhere else.
I don't care.
Well, it's true.
It's ridiculous. They're all fat. Messi's got a double chin.
Yeah.
I mean, Give me a break. Somebody is in charge of this.
Yeah.
Nutrition. Stop putting freaking quesadillas out there.
They don't eat quesadillas in Spain. They eat paella.
Okay. Stop eating pots full of paella.
Well, that's what they're doing. Either way, look, they're small. And, somebody's probably going to get hurt in the Champions League. It's not going to be in league play because they're freaking protected there. It's going to be in the Champions League. And I've seen some horrible, horrible tackles in this Champions League round.
Yeah, and it's only going to get colder. They're going to go away to some of these places that are going to be ice cold.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, they're going to go up against competition that doesn't have the flair that the Spanish league has. So what do they have?
Muscle.
That's it. And when you outmuscle Barcelona, bad things are going to happen.
AC Milan, they looked horrible.
They did.
Ugh.
But they were missing Ibra.
Oh, come on, that's worse.
How is it worse?
He's just a big, giant turd.
He's a big giant is exactly right.
Turd.
All you got to do is feed him ball in the middle all night long against freaking Barcelona.
Just a big loudmouth. Big nose. Their best players, Pato and Pato. That's it.
Pato's a really great player. I mean, if I have to pick between a Robinho when he was coming up and a Pato, there's no choice.
No, it's so easy.
So much better.
He's definitely world class.
Yeah. He can play on any team in the world.
Yeah, he's just so explosive. I mean, he doesn't look like he's running that fast.
No, but the thing about him is he's not that big, but he can finish and he can head the ball in. He's really well rounded.
I mean, he's the only star, and he's the star shining on that team, up full of dinosaurs. I mean, those guys are so old. Oh, you wanted to talk about the goal? They snuck in the goal at the end there.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, great ending.
Thiago Silva.
Look, it was the best start ever. Made me really happy. And then it was the best end ever.
Come on, happy. Get out of here.
I was happy.
Get out of here.
And then they scored. And
Barcelona didn't deserve it.
Yeah?
They didn't deserve that.
Well, they got a tie.
Yeah, they were a little slack at the back, and that's what you get.
Yep.
Anyway, let's move on. Benfica, Man United, 1-1.
Yeah, I think we almost called it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Benfica didn't deserve that either.
No, they didn't. You know what? They should have come away with a home win.
But what do we say before the game? What were our predictions?
Well, we said United was going to field the older players.
Yep.
That happened, and they didn't play as well as they have been, obviously.
Fletcher, Park.
Carrick actually had a pretty decent game, but
Giggs, with the exception of the goal,
he didn't do anything. Not anything.
Exception of the goal.
Valencia, I
don't even remember him playing.
He looked really, really bad.
Average. He looked average.
Very average.
Not compared. I mean, we have Nani and Ashley Young to compare to now.
Yeah. Well, Nani came in at the end, and he didn't do anything either. But
the game was over by then.
Well, those guys they definitely had instructions not to go all out. It was an away game, and Sir Alex knows that, he just needed a tie away. And he thought he could pull off a win, but I thought Benfica were way closer to that win than United ever were. I mean, they took, 15 shots versus United 6? And that's how close it was.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, Benfica had, I think, 4 more corners than United did. They had 9, I think, total.
Yeah.
They pressed. And you know what? That team on a counterattack is about the best in the world. It's up there with the rest of them. United on a good day on a counterattack, Benfica could be almost as dangerous.
Yeah.
And we called it, and we had the chances at the end. Didn't happen, but it was a good game. It was fun to watch.
There was one thing that I didn't expect from Ferguson, which I thought was a mistake. I hate criticizing because he's Sir Alex Ferguson. But he puts Rooney up front, isolated.
Yeah.
That's just so dumb.
Rooney,
he is the worst. He is probably the worst lone striker I have ever seen play the game.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
Because he's dumb.
He's not dumb.
Listen, let me explain it. He goes way far back. He tries to do everything himself.
Right. That I know.
So that's not your role if you're playing a lone striker. You got to stay up. You got to stretch the defense. Instead, he goes all the way back, trying to help out. No, that's not what you're supposed to do right now. So they have nothing going forward. And what happened was right before the goal, I noticed Ryan Giggs gave up the ball in midfield.
Yep.
Right before, on his own half. Dangerous play. And Benfica almost scored. It was like 4-on-3.
Right.
And Benfica almost scored. And you could tell that Ferguson just yelled at Giggs and was like, get your ass up by Rooney right now. A couple of minutes later, he scores a freaking goal.
Well, it's funny because, if Giggs doesn't get that goal, I think this is a much different game. I think Benfica going into the half with the lead.
Yeah,
and Rooney was starting to lose it.
He was
starting to lose his cool.
Yeah. He was getting frustrated.
Yeah, and I could have definitely seen a more aggressive challenge from him. Could have been a second yellow.
That's because he's lost up there in the lone role, like the lone striker role, the same as England. He can't do it by himself.
Yeah,
he's better with another player there, Chicharito, whoever, even Berbatov. He's okay with Berbatov up there, but he needs someone else to work off of.
Yeah, but United really didn't do anything. They got the goal.
They were sloppy
it was
too.
A really nice goal. They were very sloppy in the middle.
You know who they missed?
Anderson.
They
did, of course.
Yeah, they missed him.
But you know what? Nobody looked threatening that whole match. And
no, not at all.
They were just, you know what? They were there. They wanted a point. They thought maybe they could get away with an away win by doing the least amount
You want to know who was my man in the match for Man United?
Who?
Lindegaard.
Lindegaard.